All right, so this is doing the hard things continued. So I went for my oil field tickets while I visited Alberta. I went for a bunch of them. I've been in town working. I've been sending messages to people in the oil field, just being like, "Hey, do you know anyone hiring?" I don't really have any referrals that are current. All my any references that I may have had from the past, like that was 10 years ago. So yeah, like 2012 to 2014 was my last oil field experience. So since then, it's interesting. It's like what's happened in the patch since then. I started with Concord Well Servicing, and Concord Well Servicing, when I was working with them, got bought out by Tervita. Tervita did a bunch of sketchy acquisitions, and their well servicing division didn't really pan out for them very well, I think. And in the bottom of the oil field, I think they sold their entire well servicing division, like their entire fleet, for like 47 million, which is they sold it for like 16 cents on the dollar. You know what I mean? So like whoever, I can't remember. I can't remember. I think it was Horizon or somebody bought it up. Excellent acquisition. They said they were very, very happy with that acquisition. So anyway, I think that was something like 20. I think that was 2020, something like that. Anyway, so Tervita does not any longer exist. And then the oil field waste treatment facility that I had worked for around the same time, like 2014, 2013, 2014, New Alta. I don't know if New Alta, I think New Alta is still a thing, but that particular facility also doesn't exist. So everything that I did in the oil field like is no longer a usable reference. Okay, so done. And then, so you're going through your resume, you're going through all your stuff, you're going through all your info, like trying to figure out who can I use, who can I use for my fucking reference. So I don't really have any relevant oil field references. I have current references and like for things that I've done recently, more recently, like construction, stuff like that. But anyway, long story short is like a bunch of dead ends with the references thing, and I've gotten a hold of some people who can help me get a job in the patch, and they were letting me know, if I call my tool push, like I've sent my resume into a couple places, and they said if I call my tool push and say, hey, I got a guy looking, you have to be ready to go out like right now, not tomorrow morning. You have to be like so your shit's ready. So basically, hard stuff part two. What I'm doing at the moment is I'm packing to leave for like an undetermined and an undisclosed amount of time, and I got to be ready to go as soon as the call comes in, right? Not like a day later. So it's crazy. So I'm like going through the camping stuff to try to make sure I have like, everything I need so that I can make food while I'm out of town. Like you're basically moving away. That's literally what you're doing. You're moving away for some undetermined amount of time. So I'm trying to get my vehicle in order. Oh my God. Trying to get my vehicle. Sorry. Jesus Christ. Sorry about that. Trying to get my vehicle in order. So I'm trying to, do the oil change. I got into an accident on the way home from Calgary when I was there last. So I really hope this isn't a fucking schmaggy mess of oil. Oh, it's pretty clean. I made sure it's pretty clean before I put it all away. Like a good roughneck, right? You got to make sure everything's clean. Yeah, get some, get some rags. Always have rags. Always have a rag in your back pocket. Good roughneck. Yeah, it's crazy trying to remember like what a good roughneck does, like. But having been a construction guy for a long time, and having always have had a labor job, it's funny too because people are like, you're gonna hate it. It's hard work. It's like you're talking to me as if I've never done it. This is all I ever used to do is hard labor. And it's like, yeah, okay, I'm a little older and I've had a soft job for the last 10 months and I've gone to college. But it's not like I forget how to be a roughneck, You just got to make sure your mind is on task. You're going to do the next, you get prepared for the next step. And if you've basically finished whatever you're up to, you got to find something else to take care of or do, which is like maintenance on the rig, cleaning stuff. And you're the labor, right? So if something shitty, gross, heavy, fucking someone doesn't want to, cold, unpleasant, or exhausting has to get done, you're the guy who does it. So anyway, it's kind of where I'm at. So hard stuff, part two, doing the hard stuff. Just trying to look for my, where's my funnel? I have a funnel somewhere. I have a funnel somewhere for my oil. It's been a little while. Actually, I changed my oil like recently. I'm not sure where I put my funnel. But that's what I'm doing. So I'm like kind of panicking a little bit, preparing to essentially like move away from home. And everybody's like, what's your girlfriend think about this? I'm like, my girlfriend wants to get married. So it's like, she wants a ring. She gets it. She knows what has to be done, right? So you gotta, if you want something, you gotta go, gotta go get it. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to get it. So long story short, again, when you want something and you feel like you're stuck in a hard spot and like, look, I have a great job. I love my job. I don't want to go out to the rigs, but I'm broke and my finances are in a place where like, I don't really have any other choice. I'm pretty much at the end of my credit. And if I don't go out there and like settle my debts and I live redlined on my credit, this like, look, I got like two options. I could live like a fucking monk for 3 to 5 years, not go on any vacations, and who knows, maybe there's going to be boom times and maybe there's going to be bust times at the clinic. There's no guarantee. That's the thing about massages. There is no guarantee of income. That's why it's really hard to get a line of credit or a mortgage as an RMT, because you're basically a subcontractor and your work pay goes ebbs and flows with the market, right? So when there's a lot of people around, you get paid quite a bit because you get paid per session. And when no one's around, like say in summertime when everyone's on vacation and stuff, you don't make shit because no one's around. So I need that guaranteed income. I need to settle all my revolving credit. And I think one of the things I'm also going to do, this is like setting myself up for, bigger things in the future, is I'm going to open up as much credit as possible with a letter from the company saying that I have a basically guaranteed XYZ income, whatever it's going to be, probably in the 6 figures, for sure in the 6 figures. Like you're making like $40 an hour working 12-hour days. But that's kind of the gist of it. So set yourself up with really good credit. My credit score is pretty phenomenal already. Like it's dropped a bit and it's at like 777. It was at 800 and something recently, but I have increased my utilization recently, which is, not ideal, but you got to do what you got to do. Getting ready for this job has costed a lot of money. The tickets, all the oil field tickets, I think I got one I didn't need, and then I applied for an apprenticeship for pipe fitting as well that I'm not sure if I'm even going to use. I went ham. I did everything I possibly could to make sure that I've set myself up for all the opportunities. So anything that comes my way, I'll be ready to take it. So I can challenge my first year apprenticeship in pipe fitting because I have relevant work experience. I've got a couple years in the patch and I've got 2 years of power engineering as a junior plant operator. So that's good, that's relevant. And then aside from that too, I've got 2 years on a service rig, right? One on changing pump jacks and swabbing and x-raying tubing. We've done a couple casing changes. There's not very many of them. Those were fun though because the tongs are really big, right? So it's cool rather than these tiny little tongs. The thing I hated the most was going to be snapping rods. That's hard on your forearms, but snapping rods apart and snapping rods back together, you cannot have a light touch with that. Slap. Anyway, it's tricky because you get what else can you do? So do this. Hopefully it goes well. Hopefully I come home with all my fingers and toes. I'm sure my girlfriend would like it if I came home with all my fingers and toes. And then when I'm not in debt, my main focus is going to be building my massage practice because it's my preferred career. I just went through hell getting my college education for that. But at the same time, don't be afraid to take a couple steps back. Sometimes you got to take a couple steps backwards in order to take a few big leaps forwards. You know what I mean? So that's all I got. Doing the hard things, packing to leave, moping around the house a little bit, stressing out a little bit, just making sure that when I get the call, I got everything I need to eat and clothe myself and bring my computer maybe in case I have a little bit of energy so I can do some computer stuff after work. But the likelihood of that is probably like movie. Yeah, watch a movie or something before bed, whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna keep at it. Do the hard things.